So, Season 3, Episode 3 of Batwoman has maybe one of my favorite villains across all of the Batman universe in general, and that is Mr. Freeze. Actually doesn't have him in this episode, unfortunately. We find out very early on in the episode that in this world, Mr. Freeze has unfortunately died, and it's only just his canisters that are currently out and loose in the city. So we currently have one of Mr. Freeze's essentially gadgets, loose in the city. One thing that I was gonna say right off the bat that I wish they would have gone further with the Mr. Freeze and maybe had like another person kind of take on his identity like they did with Jervis Tetch. I think that would have been interesting. They might still do that, possibly. It's still very early on, and I don't really see them just blatantly throwing away such like an important character like Mr. Freeze. I would be very surprised if like that was the end of it. So back to like the main point of the episode, we have a canister of Mr. Freeze is currently out on the loose. We have Batwoman trying to track it down, and at this point the current suspect is a woman called Dee, and we find out later on in the episode that she is, of course, the sister of Nora Freeze, who is, of course, the wife of Victor Freeze, and the sister is trying to put her back on ice to stop the disease that she had once she came out of the ice. The freezing process that caused her to age rapidly, and the sister is currently trying to stop that using the Mr. Freeze technology, we find out. So this episode had Batwoman locate some of the bad guys who are currently trying to acquire the technology for whoever their boss ends up being. My money's on Poison Ivy because there's like been certain hints that she might be like the potential big like person behind all this. So we have Batwoman come head to head with the main bad guys. They don't really have names. They didn't really get like an official title or anything. Just the bad guys in this episode. And eventually, they do manage to get the jump on Batwoman and lock her in one of Mr. Freeze's cryo tanks, which we come to find out is being housed in the Ace Chemical warehouse for some reason. I do like the fact they're like keeping everything kind of close and connected. I like that. Makes it feel like little Easter eggs that are just thrown about. So we have Batwoman stuck in the freeze tank. Luke speeds on the way to her because he's kind of like took on the kind of behind the computer scene for now. We had some cute little flirting between Sophie and Ryan while she's trying to keep her awake and like stop her from freezing to death, obviously. We had a very cool scene where Batwing goes to rescue Ryan, and you see just like the blue light shining, and you see it from like Ryan's point of view. And it's just really cool, like seeing the background shots of him like beating the crap out of everyone. I like thoroughly enjoy like all of his fight scenes. So he rescues Batwoman, of course, and we then see Batwoman and Batwing have to chase after them in the Batmobile, which I'm loving this season. I can't wait to see more of it. I hope it gets like hope we see more of like the gadgets and like more little like added features and stuff like that. I think that would be kind of cool. So they chase the bad guys in the Batmobile who have captured Nora Freeze's sister, and they do like the epic car chase. So this is one of my favorite scenes. I feel like I say that like amongst like my past like couple of videos that I've been doing, but this is like my favorite scene in which we see the bad guys blow up the bridge, huge gaping hole. The Batmobile I thought was just going to like use a rocket booster or do some cool shit like that, but instead we had Batwing jump out of the car, take the Mr. Freeze canister, use it to create a ice bridge, which was just awesome. Seeing him fly, seeing him use the freeze technology, it's really cool just to see him like doing cool shit. And then we had Ryan, of course, like use the Batmobile to cross the bridge, and like the whole scene was just awesome. One of the most epic scenes in this season so far. Again, anything with like Batwing I always find like to be the best in the show so far. He's been, of course, like my favorite character. Like the action with him is cool. So seeing that like whole car chase scene was awesome. So they catch the bad guys. They, excuse me, they get Nora's sister. They rescue her. For some reason, they let them go, which I'm just gonna give them a pass for that because like other Arrowverse shows have done that, where like, you know, they get the hostage and the villain speeds off, which is, you know, whatever. So they get them to safety. In the end, we have some cute Sophie and Ryan, more sweet moments with them. I enjoy like their relationship so far and everything they're doing with that. Mary comes to Ryan and informs her that Luke is suffering from PTSD, and which was of course something that Luke did not want Ryan finding out about. And in this moment, Ryan does something interesting where she actually chooses to keep Luke on the team and like not sideline him or anything. So she's like putting like a lot of trust in him and like really just banking on him, on like him handling his shit essentially. And Luke ends up being semi-offended by Mary outing him like that, which, you know, Mary kind of felt like not really part of the team, kind of like neglected given all the Alice and her stuff. You know, the whole, you know, Dad loves me best, all that bullshit they have going on. And so she's like not really feeling like part of the team. So having Ryan like not take her word for it as the doctor that she officially is was a little bit disheartening. I'm sure Mary kind of felt a little bit rejected. I know Luke like didn't handle it the best way. I feel like he could have definitely handled it better, and going forward I look forward to seeing them like work out their relationship. And so in the conclusion of the episode, we had Mary checking in on Norfreeze and Dee, and a little further away we see her, one of the vines that we saw at the beginning of the season, attach itself and pull her into the bushes. So we are definitely getting poison ivy, or like an iteration of it. I doubt that it's just a random plant gone rogue and it's just attacking people. It would make sense for it to be, of course, Ivy. Which begs the question, like, what she actually wants with Mary. Does she know that she's related to Batwoman somehow, the way that, like, other people do? Like, does she just randomly figure it out? She's just a really intelligent villain. I look forward to seeing, like, what they do with her, or this iteration of her, or whatever they're actually going to choose to do with her. Yeah, that pretty much sums up the episode. Great action, as always, great characters. Look forward to seeing what they do in the future with all the new villains that they have coming on. Not new, but, you know, all like the gadgets and stuff that got loose last time. I look forward to seeing what they continue to do with that. Yeah, more videos coming soon. Bye.